1. Nostradamus and the Kennedy assassination. One of the most famous seers in history, Michel de Nostradamus, better known as Nostradamus, has been the subject of countless discussions and debates for centuries. His cryptic quatrains have been interpreted to predict events ranging from the rise of Napoleon to World War II. However, one of his predictions that stands out, particularly in American history, is the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Nostradamus's followers believe that he foretold Kennedy's tragic death in 1963. In his work, Nostradamus referred to a great king who would meet a violent end, struck down by a rain of blows. While this could easily be interpreted in many ways, many see it as a direct reference to the assassination of the 35th President of the United States. Though it's not certain whether Nostradamus was truly able to predict the future, the eerie similarities between his prophecy and the events of that fateful day make for a chilling story. The concept of time travel and the idea that someone in the 16th century could predict such a modern event adds an air of mystery that captivates people even today. 2. The prophecies of Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce, also known as the Sleeping Prophet, was an American clairvoyant who allegedly had the ability to predict future events while in a self-induced trance. Cayce made thousands of predictions during his life, but some of his most interesting and eerie prophecies have been related to global disasters and societal shifts. One of his most famous predictions was about the future of the United States. He claimed that a great shift would occur in the global balance of power, with the U.S. losing its position as the world's superpower. This prediction has raised eyebrows, especially in light of recent global events where America's role in international politics has become more complicated. Cayce also predicted the rise of technology, specifically the use of energy and medicine. He foresaw the widespread use of alternative energy sources and the development of medical breakthroughs that would revolutionize healthcare, many of which are now commonplace, such as the widespread use of ultrasound and the discovery of the power of the mind in healing. 3. John Titor and the 2008 financial crisis. In the early 2000s, a mysterious figure known only as John Titor gained attention on internet forums, claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2036. He shared detailed stories of life in a post-apocalyptic world and made several startling predictions about the future. One of his most accurate predictions was about the 2008 financial crisis. Titor had mentioned a collapse of the U.S. economy, and within a few years, the global financial meltdown became a reality. Titor also spoke about the potential for civil unrest, a divided America, and the collapse of the U.S. government, echoing concerns that later became part of mainstream political discourse. While many dismissed him as a hoax, the accuracy of his predictions about the financial system's collapse has given his story an eerie credibility. His message has remained a subject of fascination for those interested in time travel, alternate realities, and apocalyptic scenarios. 4. The Mayan calendar and the 2012 apocalypse. The Mayan calendar, one of the most sophisticated timekeeping systems ever developed, sparked widespread speculation in the years leading up to December 21, 2012. Some believed that the calendar's end date marked the arrival of the apocalypse. While the predicted global disaster didn't occur, the event itself was significant in cultural and spiritual terms. Experts explain that the Mayan calendar simply marked the end of a cycle, rather than a catastrophic event. Yet for many, the idea that an ancient civilization had predicted a major shift in the world's history was too compelling to ignore. The theories surrounding the 2012 end-of-the-world prediction spurred discussions about fate, destiny, and the possibility that humanity might be on the verge of a significant transformation. Even though the apocalypse never came, the fact that such an ancient civilization's predictions could spark so much modern fear and fascination only adds to the mystique of the Mayan calendar. This story remains a fascinating chapter in the history of doomsday prophecies. 5. The prophecies of Baba Vanga and the 9/11 attacks. Baba Vanga, a blind Bulgarian mystic, is said to have predicted numerous global events with stunning accuracy. Among her many predictions was one that has become eerily associated with the September 11th attacks. She allegedly foretold a great tragedy that would befall America, describing it as a war between the East and West. The details surrounding her prediction are vague, but many believe it directly refers to the events of 9/11. The tragic attacks on the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were a defining moment in global history, and many saw it as the exact kind of great tragedy that Vanga had foreseen. Though Vanga's predictions about 9/11 remain debated, her other prophecies, such as the rise of ISIS and the spread of terrorism, make her one of the most talked-about figures in the realm of prophecy. Her mysterious insight into future events continues to captivate people worldwide. 6. The technological predictions of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, one of the most brilliant inventors in history, not only revolutionized the world with his discoveries in electricity and magnetism, but also made several prescient predictions about the future of technology. Tesla foresaw wireless communication long before the advent of the internet and mobile phones. He spoke about the possibility of global wireless communication, which is now a reality thanks to modern technology. One of his most fascinating predictions was about the future of energy. Tesla envisioned a world where energy could be transmitted wirelessly, allowing for global access to electricity without the need for traditional power lines. While wireless power transmission is still in its infancy, Tesla's foresight has inspired numerous inventors and engineers to continue working on making it a reality. 7. The future of global power in the prophecies of Nostradamus. Nostradamus wasn't just interested in events related to natural disasters and political upheaval. He also had a keen interest in the rise and fall of global superpowers. One of his most famous prophecies predicts that the United States would eventually face a dramatic downfall. He described a great conflict that would lead to the division of the country and its eventual loss of power on the world stage. While many of his predictions are difficult to interpret, this one seems to resonate with some of the geopolitical struggles America has faced in recent decades, especially regarding its relationships with China and Russia. Though Nostradamus's visions are often cryptic and controversial, the idea that he foresaw a shifting global order and America's potential decline is a thought-provoking concept. Many wonder if his predictions could point to future events we have yet to experience. 8. Edgar Cayce and the Lost Civilization of Atlantis. Edgar Cayce's readings often focused on the ancient past, and one of his most intriguing predictions was about the lost city of Atlantis. Cayce believed that Atlantis had once been a thriving civilization, rich in technology and knowledge, but that it was destroyed by a cataclysmic event. What's particularly interesting about Cayce's predictions is that he claimed the remnants of Atlantis would rise from the ocean in the future. Some interpret this as a metaphor for the eventual discovery of sunken cities, while others speculate that it could refer to geological shifts or the rediscovery of ancient technology. Though no concrete evidence has been found to support Cayce's claims, the idea of a lost civilization hidden beneath the sea remains a captivating story for those fascinated by mysteries of the past. 9. The predictions of Jeane Dixon, the rise of the Soviet Union, and the moon landing. Jeane Dixon, an American astrologer and psychic, gained national attention for her predictions in the 20th century. Among her most famous was the prediction of the rise of the Soviet Union as a superpower. Dixon foresaw that the USSR would become a dominant force on the world stage, a prediction that became true during the Cold War era. In addition, Dixon predicted the Apollo 11 moon landing, stating that humanity would eventually land on the moon. Her accuracy in predicting these landmark events earned her a place in the annals of prophetic history. 10. The technological revolution and the vision of Ray Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil, a modern futurist and inventor, has made numerous predictions about the future of technology. He is famous for his theory of the singularity, a time when artificial intelligence will surpass human intelligence and lead to unprecedented technological growth. Kurzweil's predictions have been incredibly accurate, particularly his forecasts about the rapid advancement of technology. He predicted the rise of the internet, the development of smartphones, and the growth of artificial intelligence long before they became mainstream. Many now look to his vision of the future, where AI plays a central role in human life, as an inevitable reality.